Yo, my guys, it's your boy Glass back with another video, and I've gotta say, man, it feels good to be back here with my guys. With my guys, let's go. Now to everybody that has been rocking with your boy, you've been watching the channel, you know what it is. What's Gucci? But if you're new to the channel, this is the channel where we talk about all things self-help, personal development, and to help you guys unlock your potential. So if that's something that you're interested in, then you should definitely consider subscribing to the gang. Gang. But today, you guys are lucky because we are right at the beginning of the self-help influencer series where we study all the self-help gurus who have helped me go to the next level. And today, we got a good one. So y'all make sure to stay tuned and let's go.
I wake up, sun down now, check, no drip, this wet, tell them run it up.
Now, guys, I know everybody's new to this series because really we only in part one of the series. But today, this shit is going to be lit because we are studying a certain someone. And this dude, he is a savage. Now, this certain someone that we're going to be studying today, he's known to be one of the toughest people on the planet. He's ran 100 miles in one day. He's broken the record for pull-ups. He's been in the Navy SEAL. I mean, this guy is one tough son of a bitch. And honestly, I don't know how he does some of the shit that he does. But quite frankly, the things that this man has done is really just unbelievable. And if there's one thing that I've taken away from studying David Goggins, is that we are capable of doing so much more than we really ever thought possible. So if you want to study mindset and you want to learn about mental toughness and you want to develop that, then this is a guy you must study, and there is no questions asked. You have to study David Goggins. And my first impression of David Goggins was like, okay, great. Another Navy SEAL that's coming out with their story. And I swear, during this time, it was a bunch of Navy SEALs really coming out with their story. But I was like, okay, we've heard this. We've seen this story. We know you guys are tough. So I honestly was reluctant to listen to it. Luckily, I didn't keep that same mindset because at this point in my life, I was broke, busted, and disgusted. You see, I had just been picking up book after book, trying to read anything, trying to do anything to really get me out of my situation. I was at rock bottom at the time. But if I'm being honest, the books really just, they just really weren't doing it for me. So I needed a little bit more. So one day I log on to YouTube, I type in motivation because I just really needed some motivation. And then this page pops up that I've never seen before. It was called Impact Theory. And there was this bald guy on the cover. And now, normally bald guys aren't really my cup of tea. But for some reason, I was just called to click on this channel. So I clicked on the channel and started watching David Goggins. Now, to be honest with y'all, I didn't really think that I was gonna pay attention to the dude like that because I was on my couch folding some clothes, just not really looking to pay attention to anything, just looking to have some background noise. But anyway, I started watching the dude. I remember folding my clothes, and then the next time I looked down, none of my clothes had been done, and the whole interview had finished. I mean, that's how captivating this guy was. He caught my entire attention because the stuff that he was saying, it was truly life-changing. You see, his message was almost exactly what I needed to hear at the time. Man, I was going through everything. I was at rock bottom, like I told you. I had got fired from my sales job. I had just came out of a nasty breakup. I was in court. I was in debt. I mean, everything that you could think of was happening in my life right then. I mean, shit really got so bad I turned to drugs. I know. Fucking gross. I know. Don't judge me. But if I'm being honest, it just felt like the world was on top of me. So I didn't know what to do. So as I'm watching this dude, he just really says something to me that really resonates with me at the lowest point in my life. He says that all of us, like, we're all going through these struggles and we're always looking outside of us to try to find some way to cope with it. When really we all need to be turning internal. You need to be turning inside. And the reason he said that is because he said that you can find your greatness if you just go inside yourself. Now, I don't know why I needed to hear that at that time. But something just clicked for me. Something just hit me right at that moment because, like I said, I had been trying drugs. I had been trying to just go through a bunch of girls. I had been trying to do everything to make myself feel better about me. The only thing I had left to do was turn inside. So that's why that really hit me. Some other things that really stood out about David Goggins when I was just studying this dude, when I was really just honing in on what he does, is he believes in work ethic. And man, if y'all know me, y'all know I believe in work ethic. Like nothing else comes before work ethic because you got to be willing to put the work in. I've read a lot of his stuff. I've listened to a lot of his videos, and I've gathered that he really believes that a brutal work ethic is what really helped him build his success. He believes that a lot of us, and I can't lie, I definitely agree with him. He believes that a lot of us have this victim mentality, and if we can just somehow callous over that, if we can get over the fact that we aren't actually victims. Like, everybody has bad shit happen to them in the world, but we all have to learn how to overcome. So if he believes that if we can overcome that victim mentality and have a great work ethic, man, he believes that anybody can have success. And I'll tell you what, I fucking believe him. I believe full-heartedly in that statement. Because a lot of us are soft. We all are soft. We all tend to blame everybody else for our circumstances. But the truth is, if we can just turn into ourselves, we can get past those things. Now, another key thing that helped change my life is he said that you got to be honest with yourself. You got to really look at yourself and give a true assessment of where you are. And from that honesty is the only point that you can actually change. Now, I got a fun assignment for y'all right now. I want y'all to go to Instagram right now. I want you to go to my Instagram. There's a picture of me and a dog in a tree. Me, Yoshi, and my dog, we all in a tree. Don't ask me why I'm in a tree. It's really weird. But if you read the actual post, you'll see that that was the day that I literally had to be honest with myself. See, before all of that, I had been blaming everybody else for my situation. I had been blaming people, saying that I didn't make it because of this. I didn't make it because my coaches didn't like me. I didn't make it because people were hating on me. I didn't make it because this running back was a fan favorite, this or that. I had all these excuses as to why I didn't make it. And then on that day, I literally just kind of had a breakdown. I was like, it's none of these people's fault. It's my fault. And so on that post, I know it's weird that I'm having y'all go to Instagram, but on that post, I pretty much just admit that none of the stuff that I had blamed people for was their fault. I really turned inward and saw all the areas that I could have done differently in every situation. It was that day that I realized that where I was in life, everything that I was going through was all because of my actions. Now, there was one good thing about that. It's because when you realize that all your actions led you to this place, then you know that your actions can also lead you out of it. So that was a positive note for me. But I want y'all to check out that post because I think it's important to be honest with yourself. And then once you become honest with yourself, you can really make change from that point. There are so many nuggets that this guy drops. I mean, I may never eat a McNugget from McDonald's again. This guy stay dropping the nuggets. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But I can't give y'all everything in this video, so I'm gonna have to let y'all taste the nuggets for yourself. Now let's talk about Dave's social media. Now on social media, he's actually not really too active. You would think, motivating people and doing all that stuff, he'd be really active on social media, but he's really not. He may post, I think, like once a week, and he always does it from his cell phone, so it's not the best quality. But the videos he does post is funny. It's like a little 1 or 2 minute video. He's always working out, or he's always running, talking to the camera. He yells at you, tells you to be better, and then he tells you to stay hard. It's actually kind of funny because I always feel like I'm getting yelled at by a coach when I listen to him. And every time I watch that video, I just kind of get a jolt like, oh shit, he yelling at me. And then I go get to work. Now, even though David doesn't post a lot on his own social media, I dare you to try to go to YouTube, type in motivation. You will not find a video where he's not at least featured in or have some of his snippets in the video. I mean, when it comes to motivation, I think this guy's probably one of the #1 people that's listened to right now. He's also been on like every podcast in the world. He's been on Impact Theory. He's been on Joe Rogan. And y'all know if you go on Joe Rogan, you low-key got the juice. He's even been in a book with a billionaire where a billionaire decided to go live with the guy, live with a Navy SEAL for an extended amount of time. Now, don't ask me why somebody would do that, but he chose to do it. The point I'm making is this guy is literally everywhere because his message is that good. Now, David also has his own book that came out last year and it's called Can't Hurt Me. And this book is absolute fucking flames. I mean, it's one of the best books I've ever read. I gotta get it in my top 10. Now, the book is more about his story and it's very motivational, but I'll be honest, there's not a lot of practical advice in the book. So that's the one negative thing I have. But if you're looking to study mental toughness, you're looking to be mentally strong, you're looking to be able to persevere, be determined, any of that stuff, then this is a book you absolutely have to read. Now, here goes some of the lessons that this book taught me. One of the big ones is that there's a huge payoff for repeatedly putting yourself out your comfort zone. He really goes on and on in the book about we all really have this ability to just transcend our current limits that we put on ourselves. So he actually has a pretty good analogy that I think really shows exactly how far we can push past our limits. He believes that right when we're at the point of quitting, right at the point where we just don't think we have any more left in the tank, he believes, I can't even believe he says this, he believes that when we get to that point, we're only at 40% of our potential. That's crazy, right? Now, if you had said that to me in a world where I didn't play college football, I would not believe it, right? I would not believe that. You're telling me right when I'm about to quit, right when things are hardest and I can't go anymore, you're telling me I'm only at 40%? I wouldn't have believed you if I hadn't played college football. Luckily enough, in college, I had some coaches that really just kind of kicked my ass and pushed me way past my own perceived limit. I mean, I came into college at like 180. By the time I left, I was 230. I was squatting like 600-700 pounds. I never in my wildest dreams or imagination thought I would be able to get that strong. But I had coaches that pushed me past the limits when I thought I was gonna quit. So when David Goggins said that, it was just a good reminder for me to know that when we are at our supposed limits, we got a lot more left in the tank. Overall, let's face it, guys. This guy's low-key nuts. He's low-key a psychopath. But let's face it, okay? He may not be for everyone. Hell, he may not be for a lot of people. But if you're looking, like I said, for mental toughness, you're looking to maybe break through a plateau, like you're stuck in life right now, you absolutely need to be listening to this guy, because I believe he will get you past that barrier that you're facing. And to you, Mr. Goggins, thank you for coming out, sharing your story. And I mean sharing that real story. None of that fluffy, none of that fake shit. You gave it to us real and raw. I mean, honestly, you have no idea how much I related to your story. Being the underdog, really being at a point that I was about to break, really not knowing what to do next, and reading your story to see that somebody else went through some of the same things that I went through and that they made it out and they got to where you're at, really helped me to push past some of the spots I was in. And I'm sure at the time that you were writing this book, you really never expected people like me all across the world to relate with your story and for you to motivate people. But really and truly, you really have done that. And you are probably one of the best people I've listened to and followed. So man, I just want to thank you again for putting out your story, doing things the way you do it. Keep up the good work. We watching you. You're helping everybody get better. So I appreciate you for doing that. Oh, also, I can't wait for your next book. Anyway, guys, I hope you found value in this video. Do not forget to hit that like, subscribe, that notification button so you can join the gang, because we're going to be covering a lot more of these movers and shakers in the self-help industry, and you guys do not want to miss this. I've got a really good self-help guy in mind for our next video, so y'all make sure to stay tuned. Anyway, y'all know what it is. We out.